Mr. Be a Man. Mr. Do the Right Thing.
Hi, how are you?
Jinbei. First son of the sea, former warlord of the sea, former Shichibukai, now current member of the Straw Hat Pirates. What is Jinbei's role going to be in Wano country? A lot of folks have been asking me what my take is on Jinbei and Wano country, and there's a lot of options for Jinbei, though sometimes Jinbei winds up stepping on other folks' toes when it comes to what could be going down for Jinbei. But there are, again, the beauty of Wano country is that as the arc continues, like as of recent, like the past, let's say 10 chapters, because the latest chapter is 980, Wano country has so many options available as to what could be going down. Well, actually, I should say Onigashima. Onigashima has a lot of options when it comes to what could be going down. And as a result, Jinbei himself has a lot of options, especially when it comes to his premiere arc, when he's officially, like finally officially a Straw Hat member, and he's in with the clique, finally. Fishman Island? No. Whole Cake Island? No. Wano country, Onigashima, here we are, finally, Jinbei. Now, the one thing I think is guaranteed for sure is that over the course of this arc, the Straw Hats will grow. That is, I think, without question. I think all the Straw Hats, universally, from top to bottom, will grow. From Luffy all the way down to Chopper. And Jinbei, I think, will grow as well. Even though it's Jinbei's premiere arc, essentially, I see Jinbei growing and developing as a person, potentially, as a fighter, definitely, and his overall character scheme may be fleshed even more so in this arc. Because I do think that there's a possibility, of course, that Jinbei could be lying about the situation with the Sun Pirates. So Jinbei does state that they had a party and they, sayonara, peaced out. And that could be the case. That could easily, very well be the case. Where Big Mom's coming inbound at the end of Whole Cake Island. You know what? Let's just go into the water, under the sea.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Just swim under the sea, and Big Mom can't reach us, apparently. And then that's it, and end of story. However, I think that there's also a good chance that Jinbei could be lying, because given the current situation with the raid on Onigashima, Jinbei letting Luffy and company know that his crew got wiped out, or like people like Aladdin and so on, they died as a result of the end of Whole Cake Island, that wouldn't be a good thing when it comes to crew morale. So Jinbei could be lying about that, and if he is lying about that, that'd be a very good character moment for Jinbei if that is revealed in the future, especially if the Big Mom Pirates, because they are inbound right now. They're not there yet, but they're inbound right now. So once the Big Mom Pirates arrive there, and Onigashima is actually tremendously huge, so it is possible that Jinbei never actually meets them. But once they actually arrive, and Jinbei and them do meet, there could be a lot of tension there, and it could be revealed that the Sun Pirates got absolutely decimated by the Big Mom Pirates when Big Mom hopped in. And this could also tie into Sanji as well, because Germa was there. So we could find out that Germa and the Sun Pirates weren't looking too hot, and for the fisherman guys specifically, some of them died as a result of the end of Whole Cake Island. And we could have Sanji and Jinbei taking on some of the members of the Big Mom Pirates that roll on in. Especially, I think, for Carrot, where Carrot, she probably has a revenge wish against Peril Sparrow because of Pedro's death. And Peril Sparrow is on the ship going into Wano country. And even though Carrot's not a Straw Hat, we have been seeing Carrot in some of the latest chapters be in the Straw Hat group panels and so on. She was even one of the few that was actually hugging Jinbei after he came in. So Jinbei, Carrot, Sanji, that could be a thing. Absolutely. The next thing here is that there is a mysterious person that is behind Robin and Jinbei when they finally touch down on Onigashima. And for me, there are two main possibilities. Number one is Tama. Jinbei is very level-headed, and I can see Jinbei absolutely implementing tactics during this arc to get the job done, whatever that job is going to be. Even if Jinbei does not have a major fight during this arc, which I think he will, But even if he doesn't have a major fight in this arc, he can absolutely utilize tactics in order to have a high impact moment. And if the person behind Jinbei and Robin is Tama, then this could absolutely 100% be a thing that Jinbei and Robin can utilize in the future to assist the allies in the raid. Because Tama has that ability, that broken, really broken ability. And as far as we know, people like Speed and Babanuki, they are still servants or like would-be slaves of Tama. And as far as you know right now, Tama is still in Wano country, but because of Tama's abilities, a lot of folks assume, I think rightfully so, that Tama's going to play a big role in the current arc. Now, if it's not Tama, then for me, the next best option would be Yamato. So Yamato's been missing, and we know that the Tobiroppo are going up to find Yamato. It could be the case where Yamato's behind Jinbei and Robin. And if Yamato is behind Jinbei and Robin, and Yamato's actually strong, because it could be the case where he's actually really powerful, like just as powerful as a commander, after all he is Kaido's son, then Robin and Jinbei could potentially tag team against Yamato. Or for more story purposes, Yamato may have some reason to hate Kaido, whatever the reason could be. They don't get along for whatever reason, because even in one of these chapters, Kaido calls Yamato my idiot son, and it is known that they have family problems. So these things could boil over, and Jinbei and Robin can take advantage of that if it is Yamato. So Yamato could be an actual opponent for Jinbei / Robin, probably even just Jinbei. Or it could be a thing where Yamato and Kaido don't like each other, and Jinbei and Robin can take advantage of that in some way, shape, or form. Now, I wouldn't mind Jinbei fighting against Yamato. I really wouldn't, because Yamato, again, is like he's a really unknown factor. And there's a lot of options for Yamato. There's a lot of options. He's a blank slate as far as we know. And whatever the big announcement is for Yamato, we'll find out obviously in the future, but Yamato is a blank slate, truly so. So Jinbei and Yamato could be a thing for sure, without question. However, if not, then who would Jinbei fight? And again, there could be the case here where Jinbei has no major fights in this arc. It'd be kind of crazy because this is, again, his introduction as a Straw Hat, officially so, but that could be the case. Now, that being said, Jinbei and Jack has always been a popular fan fight because Jack is a fisherman. We found that out after Zunisha did the trunk attack, and he's alive underneath the water, but he can't move. Very similar to one Von der Decken, where Von der Decken is a fishman, and he could breathe in the water, obviously, but he couldn't move in the water because he's a different user. So because Jack is a fisherman, as is Jinbei, that could be a thing as well. However, I think it steps on the toes, greatly so, of Ino Arashi and Nekomamushi. Now, there's a chance here that Jack fight against Luffy, because Luffy in the past did it before, that I want to fight against Jack. However, I think even more so than Luffy, the onus of fighting against Jack, I think, falls more so on Inu and Neko because of their fight, their 5-day fight against Jack. 5 days and 5 nights. And they alternated after every 12 hours. And they could not subdue one Jack the Drought. Jack was looking very studly. And then Inu and Neko mentioned how in the future they were going to show the Beast Pirates the true power of the mink. And in particular, it is, I think, very clearly targeted towards Jack. And arguably, we even have Ashura Doji as well, because Ashura Doji fought against Jack at the beginning of Wano Country Act 1. So, it could be a 3-on-1 where it's Jack against Inu, Neko, and Ashura, 3 of the Red Scabbard. Because in my mind, Jack has a hybrid form, which should be his strongest state, which should be, on paper, his strongest state, and that I think would go above and beyond the realm of combat prowess that Ashura Doji, Inu, and Neko have. However, they're Sulong forms. So the Sulong states of Inu and Neko, those two together should be able to overcome Jack the Drought. So in this case, Ashura Doji is like a bonus. Whoever he fights against, like, who the hell knows? It could be the case where Ashura just fights against Kaido and then just gets destroyed, because that's their current play right now. The current play is to go and fight against Kaido, the Red Scabbards, which to me is like Godspeed, because you're gonna need all the luck you can get, and even then it won't be enough. But I feel like from a story standpoint, for plot and story reasons, even though I like the idea of Jack against Jinbei, it makes far more sense to me for the mink leaders, Inu and Neko. And Neko will come at some point. When? No idea. But he's coming at some point for sure, without question. And I guarantee you by then it'll be nighttime with a full moon. Inu, Neko, Sulong forms, Jack the Drought, hybrid form. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
That makes a lot more sense to me than Jack versus Jinbei. It really does. And I think it'd be much better overall. So if Jack and Jinbei is no longer a thing, there is one Sasaki. Sasaki could be a fishman. He could be a horned race person of some kind of like Kaido or Moria. Okay, there's options there, whatever. But Sasaki, I don't think is fully human based on his appearance. And plus, he has those Jiraiya sandals too, similar to Jinbei. So, to me, I'm thinking the Flying Six could genuinely be main fights for the other Straw Hats. So, Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, Nami, Robin, and so on, they can fight against the Flying Six. You do have the numbers as options as well, but the numbers to me wouldn't necessarily be like main fights per se, rather just guys to show off our powers against. In fact, when we see the Straw Hats do their thing when they land on the Torii Gate, and we have the first section where we see Luffy, Jinbei, and Zoro, the person that Luffy beat, I think, could honestly be a number. Like, honestly, genuinely so. The horns that this person had, that Luffy beat, mimic the horns of the numbers. They do. They really do. So that person could be a number. So I would say a Flying Six. And if Sasaki is confident against a commander, because Sasaki and Who's Who were former captains, and those in particular seem to be very confident when it comes to fighting against one of the All-Stars, Jack, Queen, or King. To the point where Sasaki disses both Drake and Page One and tells those two that they couldn't cut it. And those two, of course, we know have had a thing against Sanji. And then plus on Drake's side, Drake is a Marine. He's Sword. So I don't see Drake playing like an actual genuine villain or an antagonist in this arc. I really don't. I think at some point Drake will in fact, I would argue that Drake already helped out Law against Hawkins, which is why we saw Hawkins defeated off screen. So I'm willing to bet that Drake is on the precipice of just bailing at some point, dipping when things get too hot, and then he'll come back later on for whatever reason. But at some point he for sure will defect and will not be an actual major genuine fight for anybody, honestly. So Sasaki being Jinbei's main fight for the arc could genuinely be the real deal. Genuinely so. Like Sasaki and Jinbei, I think is gonna be pretty damn dope. Like, honest to God, pretty damn dope. Especially if Sasaki knows Fisherman Karate, and then his Zoan ability also enhances that as well. This could be good with Sasaki. This could be genuinely great. Sasaki versus Jinbei. Now, the last option would be, of course, if Jinbei plays a role in a group fight against Kaido. So there's a possibility where Kaido is just that dude. The man is just that phenomenal. Unstoppable, unkillable, and you need damn near everybody to take on Kaido. I did a video before in the past on the cases in which Kaido can be defeated. And one of those cases beyond a 3 versus 1. So beyond Luffy, Kid, and Law against Kaido, it could be everyone! Like literally everyone against one Kaido. And everyone includes Jinbei as well. So imagine Frankie and Frankie Shogun, you have Jinbei, you have Sanji, you have Zoro, you have Luffy, you have Kid, you have Killer, you have Law, you have all of these guys, and then just Kaido, and it's like, damn, dude, damn. So Jinbei could be a part of the group as well. So there's so many options, Jinbei did it before, that you need someone level-headed like him when things get too crazy. And that to me is an indication for sure that Jinbei is going to play a role in some sort of tactic and some sort of scheme. Especially, for example, I do think that Luffy will lose to Kaido again, for sure. And there's a possibility that Luffy gets captured again. If he does get captured again, Jinbei can play a role in saving Luffy. Jinbei could play a role in saving Luffy. Kind of like a reverse Impel Down. Because imagine this, right? I do see a lot of tie-ins with Thriller Bark compared to Wano Country and Onigashima. I do. Jinbei back then, of course, wasn't part of the Strat crew, but we saw in Thriller Bark the Strat crew team up against Oar's Luffy and Gecko Moria. So if Jinbei is a part of that group against Kaido, It's like Jinbei now joining in on the collab against a major foe, mimicking in Wake's Thriller Bark. A nice spin on that. And then so in this case, you can spin Impel down a bit, and Luffy gets captured because he's defeated again by Kaido. Jinbei now saves Luffy. A spin on Impel down. So again, there are a lot of options when it comes to Jinbei. A lot of options. But let me know your stance. What do you guys and gals think Jinbei's role is going to be in the future of Wano country? What do you see him doing? Will his character grow in any way, shape, or form? Let me know what you think, and I'm gonna catch you guys and gals later. Be sure to rate the video. It is not that hard to do. I guarantee you that, because I know that you all have a device called Zamouse. You use Zamouse to click, rate the video, to click, subscribe, to click on that bell to join the squad. And of course, as always, feel free to, once again, please do comment in the comment section down below. Peace and have a nice goddamn day.